blues fans, welcome to the next episode of This Week in the Blues. It's our 5-minute take on blues history. I'm your host, Jimbo Big Train Madsen, with the blues band Big Train and the Loco Motives. We're a blues band in Oklahoma. We have a great show for you today, so let's take a look and see what happened this week in blues history. Chicago blues guitarist Hound Dog Taylor, the original table rocker, was born April 12, 1915 in Natchez, Mississippi, though some sources say 1917. He started on piano and picked up guitar around age 20, later moving to Chicago in 1942. Taylor had polydactylism, giving him 6 fingers on each hand, though the extra digits were small and unusable. In a famously wild moment, he reportedly cut off the extra one on his right hand with a straight razor, earning a legend as raw as his slide guitar sound. Roger Stoley was born April 13, 1967, and is one of the Mississippi Delta's most influential blues promoters. After a 13-year marketing career, he moved to Clarksdale in 2002 to help promote the blues from within. Stoley owns the Cathead Delta Blues and Folk Art Store and co-founded major events like the Juke Joint Festival. A respected writer, radio producer, and film collaborator, he has authored books on Mississippi blues and contributed widely to blues media. His work has earned Blues Music and Keeping the Blues Alive awards. Chicago blues musician Joseph Mojo Morganfield, born April 14, 1964 in Chicago, was the youngest son of Muddy Waters. Raised in the blues, he toured with his father and learned guitar directly from him and others in his father's band. Morganfield was active in the Chicago blues scene, working with the Chicago Blues Hall of Fame, and appeared at events that celebrated his father's music while helping keep the Chicago blues tradition alive. The Empress of the Blues, Bessie Smith, was born April 15, 1894. Even on her first records in 1923, her passionate voice overcame the primitive recording quality of the day and still communicates easily to today's listeners, which is not true of any other singer from that early period. At a time when the blues were in, and most vocalists, particularly vaudeville vocalists, were being dubbed blues singers, Bessie Smith simply had no competition. Chicago blues slide guitarist Johnny Littlejohn, born April 16, 1931 in Lake, Mississippi, was active on the Chicago blues scene from the 1950s through the 1980s. Born John Wesley Funchess, he first learned the blues from Henry Martin, a friend of his father. After leaving home in 1946, he traveled through the South and Midwest before settling in Gary, Indiana in 1951. Performing regularly in nearby Chicago clubs. Electric blues guitarist Lonnie Shields, born April 17, 1956 in West Helena, Arkansas, blends Delta tradition with a funky edge. Mentored by Sam Carr of nearby Lula, Mississippi, Shields learned the foundations of Delta blues early on. The two played together in the Unforgettable Blues Band and drew inspiration from Frank Frost and Big Jack Johnson. Shields later shared stages with all three while performing with the legendary Jelly Roll Kings. Boogie-woogie and blues pianist Little Brother Montgomery was born April 18, 1906. He began playing piano at the age of 4 and was performing in Louisiana barrel houses by the age of 11. He was largely self-taught and developed a distinctive blues style. He also worked in jazz bands with arranged ensembles, learning everything by ear. In 1941, he moved to Chicago, where he lived the rest of his life while touring across the United States and Europe. All right, blues fans, that's just a quick stop on this week's ride through blues history. If you want more, then head over to bigtrainblues.com and explore the archives, or follow us on social media to keep the blues rolling all week long. We'll be back next week with more blues legends, history, and stories. Until then, keep the Big Train Blues rolling down the track. See you at the next stop.